in a retarded fashion and lose in a way that you've never seen possible before. I can't believe it. This losing streak is the worst I think any fan has ever seen. We shouldn't have to endure this. This falls right in the lap of you, Mr. McCaskey. This is on you now. This is above everybody else. This is on you. This is sick, repulsive. This cannot go on. This is some kind of clown show. It's a disgusting freak show. Look, if you want Matt Eberflus fired, you want his ass up out of here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, make your voices heard, comment below. We're not standing for this anymore. This is done.
Here's your host, 12-inch.
Welcome to ASSN. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe right here. We're on a road to 1,000. And what more could us Bear fans say or do at this particular point? I mean, we've never seen losses like this before. I mean, especially when you're talking about the losing streak that this team is on. And not just the losing streak. It's one thing dealing with the losing streak. It's a whole nother thing when you're dealing with incompetency and somebody who's just I don't want to swear on this channel, but let me tell you, who's just a dumb fudge. This is beyond repairable. This is like stone cold retarded. There's no way that a football team loses in the fashion that the Bears lose and do it consistently. If it's being done consistently, this is now above the head coach. It shoots all the way up to ownership, and this is on you, Mr. McCaskey. We don't care about the past and not firing a coach in mid-season. At this point, you have to make a statement. This is the year 2024. You are screwing off a playoff situation that the Bears shoulda and coulda been in today. This is not your average 4-19. This is not a 4-19. Far as players are concerned, it's a 4-19 far as coaching is concerned. I've never seen a situation where a coach does not know how to utilize timeouts. He does not know when to kick the ball and just take the points off the table and put them on the board. I mean, this is like the same show every damn weekend. Or, in this case, Thanksgiving Thursday. And thanks for giving us this as a result, as being loyal fans. Thank you, Mr. McCaskey. Thank you. But you know what we really would like at this particular point? For you to fix this crap, and it's going to have to come down from you. Ryan Poles obviously can't pull the trigger because anybody with common sense would have pulled the trigger long ago. Kevin Warren acts like his hands are tied behind his back, and now we know through leaks that he didn't want Matt Eberflus going into this season because there were real coaches that were available. Real coaches. And you're bringing in a number one pick. He's not being protected as well as he should be. But despite all that, the Bears actually showed the tenacity. They actually showed the grit and the hunger to win. You have a team that wants to win, Mr. McCaskey. Kevin Warren. Poles. This is not taking the North and not giving it back at this point. Now, I will say this about Caleb Williams. Everyone in the NFL is probably scared to play him now. But they're going to hate to play him starting next year. They're going to hate him. That's why he wears on his helmet. Or just say, stop the hate. Because he knows what he's about to do to this league. And you're starting to see consistently his improvements now in game and what he can do once he understands the defense. And you're seeing magnificent play calling coming down from Brown right now as the offensive coordinator. And you're starting to see what this Bears team can be like. The only thing that you don't want to see is how this thing is being mismanaged by Matt Eberflus. If you believe that Matt Eberflus should be fired, type it in the comments below. Fire Matt. Let's go. Like and subscribe. The Bears lose 20-23 in a stunning, retarded fashion that we're becoming accustomed to, that we don't want no parts of. Not in the Chicagoland area. No Bear fan in Bears Nation wants to see us hibernating during a kill. No way. These losses that we've been stacking up have been horrendous. The Bears lose 23-20. The only bright thing is that Caleb Williams Caleb Williams is our shining point. He was 20 for 39 in today's game for 256 yards, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions, broke a rookie record for touchdowns. Also broke a rookie record for throwing this amount of passes without giving up 1 interception. I mean, this guy is dotting it up. He's using his legs. He's hurdling over people. He's finding ways out, climbing up through the pocket, out and around. He's juking people. He's pretending like he's going to run out of bounds, and they're almost getting injured like what you're going to see right here, which he has to learn just get out of bounds. And on top of that, what really pisses me off is it's obvious that these refs, something is up with the NFL and these refs. The horse collar call that they had earlier wasn't a horse collar. The late hit, as you can see right here, on Caleb was never called, amongst many other plays. I could probably name off 2-3 more. Like the one on Keenan Allen, where they ripped his helmet right off. Look at that. You can see my man's bald spot. Had my man out here looking like a flashlight. That's a foul. That's a foul. This has to stop. It's making no sense. And it's on replay. Everybody's seeing it. But however, the bright spot is Caleb Williams. You got to re-sign Keenan Allen. We saw Rome Odunze shine in his 2 receptions that he did have. You're seeing the grit, the strength of DJ Moore, which we never saw like in the likes of Jay Cutler or other players. And you're seeing that also in Caleb Williams. The way he got hit and came back, the way he was balling out of control. We're looking at DJ Moore here with 8 receptions, 97 yards, or 12.1 yards per average, 1 TD, beautiful down in the left side corner, which was perfectly placed right in the bucket by Caleb Williams. Keenan Allen balled out, 2 touchdowns, 5 receptions, 73 yards. You could tell either his ankle or his knee was hurting him. He was really hampered by that, but he stayed in the game. It's so important, even with the losing record, that they want to win so bad that they put their bodies on the line and stay in the game, knowing that they could beat a team like Detroit, knowing they could beat a team like Green Bay, knowing they could beat a team like the Vikings. We have the hardest division inside the NFL, but as of right now, we're seeing a lot of too many penalties. Too many penalties right now. I mean, when it comes to these penalties, you can't keep just giving them the opportunity and giving them the ball because we're putting ourselves out of range for getting first downs or whatever have you. We have Cole Kmet getting 2 flags on the same exact pick play. Bro, unless they're pushing you into it, just let it go. Just let it go. That last one looked like he was actually close within a distance where he couldn't get away because he was sandwiched. But as the Bears are, as of right now, total yards 301 yards to Detroit's 405. Detroit was dismantling the Bears in the first half. Not on the score. Not far as the score is concerned, because the defense, like I predicted, will keep us in the game. It's Matt Eberflus who took us out of the game. The passing yards, 223 yards for the Bears, 211 for Detroit. Hats off to Detroit in this game, by the way. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Rushing yards, the Bears were anemic on the rushing side of things, unless it was Caleb Williams, because he was the one who got the most amount of yards. The Bears rushed for 78 yards, and Detroit was running free with 194 yards. And when you look at the whole situation here, I mean, you really got to question, how do you keep an individual like Matt Eberflus? How do you keep this guy? He would not even make it to the press conference if this was my team and if I was part of the head of ownership, or in that family situation. He would not even make it to the press conference, because the simple thing is, again, I'm going to say this again, in the beginning of the third quarter, don't go for 2. You don't go for 2. Take the 1. Take the 1. I kept screaming at the TV, go for the 1. No, he goes for the 2. Why are you going for the 2 right there? Who cares about what the stats say and what you should be doing? No, man, you got to go with the gut. Because if you would have taken that 1, what does that mean, Matt? That means you win this game today, because you could have kicked that field goal at any point where you were down in their area of the field. You could have kicked the field goal and been out of here, 24-23. But again, Matt does not know when to take a field goal. And Usually when people go for 2, it's usually towards the back end of the game because you're pressed into that situation where you have to take the 2. But you don't do it at the top of the third quarter. I mean, this thing has run amok, is way out of control. It's not even about the guy trying to do the right things at this point. This guy only can give you the wrong things. The defense is playing their butts off. The offense came alive in the second half and then started playing their asses off. It looks spectacular. It looks spectacular. But if ownership continues to let this guy hang around the podium and try to be the voice of direction for this team, then ownership is a failure. And at that point, you got to look at possibly giving it to someone through a sale that has a passion to win. Because if you allow this, that means you don't have a passion to win, and you don't have the will to right the ship and put the Chicago Bears and their fan base back on the right track. This year is gone. Now we're going to start looking at draft positions. I mean, the Bears could go on a run because they could be any team remaining on the schedule. None of these teams were teams that we couldn't have beaten. The Bears could beat any team at this particular point. I'm trying to right now pull up stats on the losses that we have. Okay, here we go. I mean, as I'm scrolling through here, I'm looking through all these losses. Okay, so right now, Texans, we shouldn't have lost against the Texans. That was bad. Then we have the Colts. We could have beaten the Colts. And then you have, after that, you have the Commanders. No way you should have lost to the Commanders. Okay, we had a huge letdown with the Cardinals. That's facts, but that could be an emotional letdown, and also how the team responds to Matt after all those losses that should never have happened. Then we lost to the Patriots, fair and square, whatever. Sometimes you can't win them all, folks. And then we go in, and then we lose to the Packers. No way we should have lost to the Packers. There's just no way. How do you lose to the Packers in that situation? Then you turn around and you bumble the game again to the Vikings, 30-27. No way we should have lost that game. And then what do? You perform a hat trick. You put the cherry on top of your career as a head coach. You lose to the Lions 23-20 because you're a loser. Because if you wanted to win as much as those players wanted to win, and as much as the fan base wants to win, then you would have done the simple things that it takes to win, and instead of everything that it takes to lose. You would have went for that one, and when you got down to this side of the field with 30 seconds left, whatever is left, you would have hit the field goal and be up 24-23. And then you put your defense back out there. But this time you play to win, and you put your foot on their neck, and you blitz, and you keep everything in front as much as you possibly can. But no, you didn't do any of that. Instead, you had a timeout in your pocket, and you let that clock run down to hit double zeros without even trying to call that timeout to even go for a long kick. You don't know that we could have made that field goal. There were several possessions that we had within being on that field, that side of the field, that we could actually kick that field goal and tied this thing up and left into overtime. Or if you would have went for the one, the game would have been over. But instead, you go for the loss consistently every time. Please don't make me. Listen, guys, what do you feel about the Bears and their trajectory right now under Matt Eberflus? Drop it in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to have a discussion on this whole situation. But look, I'm your boy 12-inch. I just put my foot down. It stands for you're putting your best foot forward, but obviously that's not what the Bears ownership or the head coach is doing right now for these men who are playing their asses off for us. I'm not blaming Ryan Poles on this because I believe his hands are tied going into the season because of the contract. I believe his hands are tied when they hired Matt Eberflus. And the reason being is you had your last meeting with Matt Eberflus 2 days before you even hired Ryan Poles. So you can't really put that on him. So where do we go from now, guys? Let me know. Tell me what you guys think. Place it below. Make sure you like, share, and you subscribe. Let's get to 1,000. Let's get the Bears back on track. And I'm out.